So we got 6 days to take this old Mustang out of cheapest winter beater mode and into, pavement pounder, quarter mile race car. We're not gonna make it faster. We just need to fix the things that are wrong with it so it'll pass TAC. We are headed to Rad Torque Raceway for their season opener, Street Legal Drags. Which means it's gotta have a license plate, it's gotta have lights, it's got those things, we're good. But it's not supposed to come there on a trailer. A couple other things it's not allowed to have. It's not allowed to have studded winter tires. That's gotta get changed. This thing's got a coolant leak. That's gotta get fixed. It's got a massive power steering leak, which we need to make it look like it doesn't have a massive power steering leak. So there's a bunch of washing that we need to do, but also some fixing. So that's what we're gonna do this episode. And before this episode's over, you're gonna get to see it go down the track. At least start to go down the track, provided it doesn't rain, because this is Alberta and it could just rain right out. Why is the fan going? The engine wasn't hot. I don't know why the fan was going. Where are you now? This is not a good start. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to just put a coolant pressure test on here. Every time I park somewhere I leave a puddle, which I think means there's a leak. So what we're going to do is pull this cap off, get a pumper upper deal. Oh, do I have one of those? I don't know if I have one. We might not be doing that at all. Hold on. So just forget everything I said about, testing it and figuring out where the leak actually is. I don't have a tester here. So what we're actually going to do is just tighten all the hose clamps and hope that was the problem. It has made a puddle, but I can't figure out where it's coming from. It's probably the water pump, because that would be a thing I don't have today. So, change of plans. On the old Facebook Marketplace, we came across a set of 17-inch wheels that are probably going to fit. The style is not horrendous, and of key importance, they are cheap. We're taking off. We're going to cruise about 60 miles. We're meeting the lady at the airport because she's trying to catch a flight. So hopefully this turns out good. I think we got a good deal here. $180 in Canadian funds, which works out to be like 48 cents American for these wheels. Now they're from a Ford Escape. They've got a machine lip and they're pretty scratched up, but we'll scuff them and maybe shoot a little paint on them. They'll be good as new. It's the next day. We got our shiny new wheels here. One problem is they're not quite as shiny as I'd like them to be. And if you look close, you'll see they're pretty scuffed up and dirty and whatever else. Today what we're gonna try and do is give them a clean up and maybe shoot a little bit of clear coat on them so that they, look slightly more presentable. That's our big plan anyways. Also, we might try and check and see if they fit. Now, as far as the coolant leak goes, I ordered a water pump, trusting that that's the problem, without any further diagnosis, so that'll be like a problem for a couple days from now. Meanwhile, let's try and figure out how to clean these wheels up. So the first thing we're gonna do with this here wheel, which is actually one of the better ones, is we're just gonna pressure wash them down, probably take a scrubby and scrub them. We're gonna take some sand cloth, and everywhere where the clear coat's chipped up, we're just gonna smooth it down a bit so that the new clear coat will cover it up and no one will ever know. The inside, when we clean it up, we'll scuff it and then shoot some new black paint, just so that it isn't an eyesore. We don't care about getting it perfect, but it can't detract from how new and shiny this wheel's gonna be, Now, we want to pull these valve stems off. These have these real expensive tire pressure monitoring things. If you're trying to keep those, don't do it this way. Hey, that one for free. These are not gonna work when I'm done with them. It's not a very interesting job, but it's got to be done. What really happened is we got a little carried away with the sanding, and we put so many scuffs in the wheel that they really started to look bad. So now we're just painting over the whole front surface. Oh well, they'll be fine. Hello, Elvis. Have you arrived to help? Hi, buddy. There's things that the Mustang actually needs fixed. And I don't have any tires yet. I should really be spending some time shopping for tires. And we haven't decided if these wheels even fit on the car, so maybe I'm just painting a set of wheels for somebody else. You know what the neat part about rattle cans are? You just never know how they're gonna spray. You'll get one can that's just awesome. And then you'll get the next can, and it's not just awesome. Now if a guy did like another coat or two and then sanded and then clear coated, probably actually get a pretty presentable finish. But if you're gonna do that, why didn't you just sand it properly in the first place? We're not gonna do that. This is just like a quickie job. Good enough, they're black again. Now we're gonna clear coat them and then pretend that they're like brand new after. Now if you've ever wondered what happens when you put gloss clear over not gloss paint, well, we're all about to find out together. That's what we're doing. The tricky part about painting clear is you can't really see where you painted. The good thing about clear is you also can't really see if you've got it run very well. Elvis, are you like exercising or what are you doing, man? To further delay installing the water pump, I got permission from my lovely wife to borrow her shop and see if I can dig through the scrap pile and find 4 tires that sort of fit. We mostly just need a couple that are good enough to go 90 miles an hour. That's what we're aiming for. 90 mile an hour kind of tire. All right, we got 4 tires mounted and mounted, they're not balanced. We got 4 tires mounted. We got two of one size and 2 of a different size, and they're the same brand, well, in pairs. So anyways, that'll be great. They're gonna be perfect, I hope, if they fit. This is pretty exciting. It's gonna look so good. We're just a little taller. Not much. They're pretty small. Okay, so next problem is this part here is bigger than the hole for that part there. So now we need to massage these out a bit. Okay, so what I'm about to do I wouldn't necessarily recommend, but I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna take a die grinder. I'm just gonna make this bigger. It'll still center on the lugs. It's not losing any strength because it's just built up here anyways. It's not like intrinsically part of the strength of the wheel. Have it past the hub and that fits. However, we might be hitting the brake. Really close to fitting, but not quite. So I need to go buy some more washers. Or better yet, I could just buy some, I don't know, 1/8 1/4 spacer kind of deal. Because I got lots of meat there. Good engagement. Alright, it's been a day or 3. The good news is, we got a Rock Auto package, which should mean a water pump. And we got an Amazon package, which should mean wheel spacers. The bad news is, that white stuff on the ground probably means there's not much good opportunity to go drag racing. Like, we're gonna hope that it's all gone in a day and a half, but pretty serious doubts about that. We're still gonna fix the car. Now, we aren't typically afraid of working outside, but there's nothing in the barn, and it's dry in there. So, well, I did kind of tear my grass up a little bit, but she's in the barn now. now we're on to the first step of changing the water pump, which is take the dogs for a walk.
You wanna go for a walk? Yeah, let's go! You don't even know where to go, do you? Oh, the speed, Elvis! You wanna work on the Mustang, Elvis? Let's go!
Well, I won't lie to you, folks. The barn's a little bit of a mess right now. The barn's always a bit of a mess. Alright, let's tackle a water pump job. I know one thing. We better get the coolant drained out of it. Getting it drained out means lifting it up. Up she goes. Just a hair too high. I got room to go down, so we're gonna go down just a smidge. Go easy. Still off the ground. Yeah, this is comfortable leaned over height. This'll do. Well, I'm still off the ground. I guess that'll do. Can you believe how much one of these drain pans costs one of these days? You have to buy one of these? Hi, Elvis. Thanks, buddy. Retrospect, I'm never buying one again. I'll cut up a pail or a tote or anything. Oh, that turned easy. Good. I want the coolant to come out now. There we go. Okay. Well, that's successfully dripping into a pan. Man, I haven't even smelled it all yet. This is great. Hello. Well, it's not a very fast drain, but on the plus side, it's supper time. Right, Elvis? Supper time. Okay, we're back. I am fed, I've had a coffee, ready to get after it. Now, while I was under there getting the drain plug out, I noticed that the leak does appear to be coming from the water pump. So that's good. I'm happy about that. Does not explain the coolant on top of the timing cover, but that one's quite minor in comparison to the pool that this was leaving everywhere. We're gonna start with this one and work our way from there. I couldn't figure out a way to point the camera so you could see what I was doing, so I've decided just to point it at my face, because everybody likes my face, right? Why do I have this funny feeling that I'm gonna spill coolant everywhere? Yeah, I think that's what's gonna happen. Gonna get the pulley loose, then get the belt off, maybe I'll crack all the bolts, and then pull the hoses off so that when they spill, at least all the bolts are loose. That's what we're gonna do. Now, normally I try and leave the belt where it is. When it comes to doing a water pump, just pull it right off and get it out of there. Like it's just gonna get covered in coolant if you don't. You don't want that. There's a wee pull on top, right? And I looked and I was like, nah, it's not coming out of there. There's also a wee pull on the bottom, and that's why I couldn't see it. So it's just pretty normal water pump failure. A little wiggle in the bearing there, the seal's gone. I'd like to hear it in the comments. What YouTube channels do you guys like watching? I can tell you a couple of my favorites. Cruise Culture Magazine. That one you gotta check out. And you should get the magazine, because it is a high quality piece of literature. Got all but 2 of the bolts off now. It's not going very fast, if we're honest, but we're just kind of taking her easy. Now we're going to try and fight the hoses off, because basically the drain pan's in the right place to catch all the fluid that's going to fall. Or sort of in the right place. I'll do this top first. The lower one after, when it's out of the way. Alright, let's do the big one now. Surprisingly not messy. Oh, never mind, it was messy. Well, let's pull out the last 2 bolts, and then we'll just yard on the water pump, and hopefully those other 2 hoses come undone. This is one of those batteries that's in the perfect spot to set a wrench on, and just make a big old shower of sparks. It's just right there to set a wrench on. I'm gonna try and avoid that. Look at it. It's all loose in there. We just got these couple hoses to get out. It'll be out. Come on, just release. Yes. That's one. Other one. Release. Unhand me! Come on. Oh, guy. Just let go. There we go. Alright, go out the bottom then. See if I care. Jerk. There. It's out! Oh, you're not going to be able to see real good because lights and things. But that's what it looks like with the water pump undone. We got sort of gaskety material here to get rid of. Get this all smoothed up. Oh, we're going to take one of these. We're going to work it in the holes a bit because some of those bolts came out real jerkish. That's just what we're going to do. And then when we're done that, we're gonna put some electrical tape or something on this exposed wiring, because that looks bad. We have a water pump of, oh, it's actually Gates. Oh, well. Take a brand name if I can have it. Look at that, it comes with a gasket. That was a question in the back of my mind after it was too late to do anything about. Does it come with a gasket? It does. I just would have used silicone, not gonna lie, I'm not above that. Maybe if I was feeling really charitable, I'd use like, I don't know, anaerobic or whatever I happen to have laying around. That's it. In she goes. Okay, folks, we put her on time lapse there because, you know, sort of just wanted to get done. And as it is, it's 10 o'clock at night, and that's well past my bedtime, especially on a school night. So we're going to call it an evening, and we'll be back in the barn tomorrow to, you know, try and finish up the wheels and get them ready to roll. They're not balanced or anything yet either, so I'm going to have to probably call in a favor to make that happen. See you tomorrow. It's a week later. Racetrack, you know, they did the right thing. They called it early and said, hey guys, we're not ready. It's too wet. So during that week, I elected to accomplish basically nothing on the car other than I got the tires balanced. No, I think that's about it actually, is I got the tires balanced. Oh, we modified the wheels. They all fit now. So what we have to do is basically the same stuff we had to do before, and we're going racing tonight. Because, you know, that's how I roll, is leave things to the last moment. I had a whole extra week. Why would I prepare it then? Since I don't want to forget, I guess we'll fill it up with water first. Oh, you know what else we need? We need a battery hold down. This is unacceptable for the racetrack. Put that on the list. From looks alone, tires are going to be a tight fit. That's okay. We didn't want them to be little. That's neat. I didn't know there was a shock absorber on the axle. Look at this. I've never really worked on SN95 Mustang, but this is a shock absorber attached to the axle tube. I would suspect to help with axle wrap and the da-da-da-da-da-da as you take off. Kind of cool. Wonder if it works. All right, now let's just see how this fits with no spacer. If it fits at all. The fronts, we did have no choice. We had to run it. Goes round and round. More does it need to do than that? Doesn't feel like it's too tight to anything. I think that'll be fine. We don't need a spacer. All right, wheels back off. Now we get to try something a little more special. Oh yeah! Look at that, hey? Isn't it cool? I don't get to have slicks very often, but it's not that this is a true slick, but I really like big tires. I like big sticky tires even better. Oh, rims are from a Ranger. Oh yeah, like a dream. Get out of here, bugs. Yeah, look at that. Oh, isn't it cool? That's something you've never seen, I bet. A Mustang with street slicks. What a brand new idea. I don't care. I like it. I think it's cool. I've always thought it was cool, and I'm excited about it. Does the car need them? Probably not. As far as I know, it's basically bone stock. But they look cool, and I had to buy them for the Jeep as spares anyway. So, you know, it is what it is. I'm really excited to see them when it goes down the track. So this is a 275 50 15, which I got because I'm like, that'll probably fit without any trouble. Tell you what's disappointing, it doesn't fit in the trunk. I can get one in, no problem. The other one, no. Tire's going in the back. Folks, we are ready to go drag racing, I think. We got tires, we got jack, we changed our clothes even. We remembered a helmet. I think we have everything we need. We're gonna go wash the car, pick up brother Steve, and we're going racing. We've made it to our destination. Now all we gotta do is swap the slicks on, go through tech, and go make a pass. And hopefully get some food, because the guy isn't feeling that ecstatic after being stuck in traffic for an hour and a half, not racing. So we're gonna go do that. I gave old brother Steve the camera and told him to go wild, so who knows what kind of footage you're gonna get today, but...
Score for the game of Oilers is 1-1.
We're lined up, we're about to go racing. Now just to put it into reality, this car ran like mid-15s and it was brand new, and she's got 200,000 miles on it now. We're not expecting great things, but we're hoping for a 1599, and that'll make me pretty happy. And if it's slower than that, we're just gonna make the car faster. That's all there is to it.
Our left leg coming in at 15.77.
So that went like better than expected, if I'm totally honest. The car is still together. We ran a 15.7, which is well into where we wanted to be. Like, everything's just mint. We found out there's a $500 prize for best reaction time, and we red led a 0.43, so we're gonna go try and do another 0.43 without a red light. And like, normally I'd be sort of done and like, wow, we don't need to race anymore, but I don't know, we're like pretty close, so let's try and, I don't know, it's 500 bucks. That's like half this car paid for almost. The waiting part, that's not the most interesting part, but we're like only 2 or 3 cars back now, so that'll be good. You know, it's amazing. I've been drag racing for a long time, and in both stuff faster than this and slower than this, but honestly, I still get the shakes every time. Like, this isn't a particularly quick car, but man, it's just, my heart is a pumping.
Mustang coming in at 12.08 and 120.
I have no idea what time I ran, but that was an 077 light, which for me is like the best I've ever caught, honestly. Old brother Steve, he was like, well, if you're not good at reaction times, how often do you red light? And I was like, never. And he's like, well, that's why you're not running good times, because you're not pushing close enough. So we red lit on the 043, and now we just got an 077, and like, I don't know, for me that's pretty good. We didn't get a very good leave, but it's got sticky tires on it, no power, so everything's fine. I'm pretty excited to go back and see what the time was. I want this thing off of me right now. It is too hot. Ugh. Oh, now I have no glasses and I can't see. I discovered another thing that's interesting about this car, and that is I can't reach the clutch and the gas, or the clutch and the brake at the same time. And I don't know how to do a brake stand if you can't do either of those things. So we kind of just did a like max rev, dump the clutch kind of burnout. It's not really effective, but spun the water off the tires at least. Our second run was, you know, slower. We're back to 15.9 like we probably deserve. We did get 077 light, so we're happy with that. I don't think that's gonna win us no 500 bucks, but you know, it was worth a try. More interesting than that is the 8th mile, which was a 10.1 and a 10.2, which means this Mustang is almost as fast as our 5,000 pound Jeep Cherokee naturally aspirated, which in retrospect makes me feel pretty good about the Jeep Cherokee, I suppose. I want to thank you guys for watching and subscribing and liking, and like it's been a good day. Thanks for watching. Bye. Oh, hot in here.